Hello and welcome, I'm the Cyber Viking and this is Mr. Robot. We're going to be hacking WordPress, we're going to be cracking hashes and more. Let's check it out. Right, let's take a look at our machine. We've already got it all spooled up. They've got some nice information here on how to actually connect to the network, how to get it all booted up and all that lot, which is nice if you're new to this. But we are going to get straight into the hacking. So, can you root this Mr. Robot style machine? This is a virtual machine meant for beginners/intermediate users. There are 3 hidden keys located on the machine. Can you find them? Credit to Leon Johnson for creating this machine. Leon, thank you very much. This is great fun. So, we're already spooled up and ready to go, so let's crack on. As we always do, let's start off with a good bit of Nmap. So, tag SC for scripts, tag SV for versioning, tag V for verbose. We are heading over to here, and we will output that in an Nmap format, and we'll call that Nmap init.md. There we go, let's see what we get. We've got 443 and 80, that's both to do with web. Specifically 443 is HTTPS, and 80 is HTTP. Looks like that might be all they found at the moment. Yep, okay. Oh no, 22 is closed. Okay, so we're not going to be using SSH on this one. The site doesn't have a title. And HTTPS, no title. Okay, so not a huge amount of information there, but we do know that we've got a web page to look at. So let's take a look at the website. Let's jump over here. Oh, nice. I like that.
Hello, friend. If you've come for a reason. You may not be able to explain it yet, but there's a part of you that is exhausted with this world. A world that decides where you work, who you see, and how you empty and fill your depressing bank account. Even the internet connection you're using to read this is costing you, slowly chipping away at your existence. There are things you want to say. Soon, I will give you a voice. Today, your education begins.
Huh, that was weird. Right, let's have a look at what we've got. We've apparently got some commands here that we can use. Let's have a look for prepare, shall we? Prepare. You are not free, you are owned.
1% of the 1% owned by debt. We are a society. Between June 18th and 20th, we will take back over $100,000 and give it to you, live on Twitch, to delete the debt that holds you hostage. All you need is a code.
Who is Mr. Robot? A good question indeed. Actually, before we go fully poking around in here, let's get GoBuster on the go and have that running in the background while we're doing other stuff. So let's come over here and GoBuster. We are doing a directory search with the URL of http 1010. Where are we? 3692. 92. Let's add some extensions on as well. We'll do a search for text and PHP and HTML. That should probably do for those. The word list will be user share word lists GoBuster directory list 2.3 medium, and again we will output that as GoBuster init .md actually. Yeah, there we go. Right, so let's get that going. Okay, type help to list of commands. Help. Okay. Before we go any further, I just want to have a quick look at the page source. Let's have a look. So if someone's using Internet Explorer 9... you are not alone. It's always nice to know. However, nothing else really jumping out there. Okay, well, let's have a quick look through the rest of these. F Society. Let's try that one again. F. No. Try again for a third time. F Society. Are you ready to join F Society? Yeah, I don't know. I think you'll have to tell me. What else have we got? Inform. Counterfeit heroes. The sports hero broke the rules, so what? The problem is not that our hero cheated. The problem is who we choose our heroes. Very true. Okay, so we've got various newspaper clippings and Mr. Robot's opinions on them. Okay. What else have we got? What do we have? Question. The American dream is a myth. Well, I can't really say anything on that. Everyone steals, that's how it works. Give a man a gun, he'll rob a bank. Give a man a bank and he'll rob the world. Deep stuff there. Deep stuff. You've been owned. Alright. What else have we got? Wake up.
What I'm about to tell you is top secret. A conspiracy bigger than all of us. There's a powerful group of people out there that are secretly running the world. I'm talking about the guys no one knows about, the guys that are invisible. The top 1% of the top 1%, the guys that play God without permission.
Okay. And what's the last one? Join. Hello friend, you don't know me, but I've been watching you. I know you feel like you have no voice, you feel trapped, I know you feel controlled, but I've been fighting for you, all of you. It's time to break free from our corporate masters. You've been a slave to their debt far too long. If you're ready to join me, enter your email address. Okay, let me in at hackor.com. We will be in touch. No, not on that email address you won't, but okay. Well, let's see what GoBuster's got for us, shall we? So, come back over here. Robots.txt I can see straight away down there. That's always good. We've got a couple of other bits of interest. We'll come back to them in a second. Let's have a look at robots and see what we get from there. So, robots.txt. Ah, okay, right. So we've got key, it's always good, and I think that was supposed to be F Society, but they spelled it F Society .dic, so a dictionary list of some sort. Okay, well let's have a look at the key, shall we? Yeah, that looks good to me. We'll copy you, and we'll pop you in there. Lovely, that's grand. So, let's bring that back and let's have a look at this. So we'll copy you. Paste you there. Okay, what have we got here? Oh, it's actually downloading. Fair enough. And let's have a look at you. Okay, so fairly chunky. Let's have a look. Let's open you in Sublime. All right, so yeah, we've got a word list of some sort. How big is this? Good grief, that is a lot. That is many. There we go. 858,160. Right. That's a big word list. Okay, cool. Good to know. Good to know. So let's see. Let's shift that out of the downloads, just so you can see a little bit better. There we go. So CD. Into downloads. Let's just make sure that I'm not going mad yet. Left side is there. Okay, so let's move that over to our currently working folder. There we go. And let's make sure that we're actually there. That's better. Use the right command, it helps. Lovely. Yep, so we've got that there. GoBuster still working away. Well, there were some other things that I noticed in here as well. And that is admin, which is always a good one to go for. And there's a few of these different ones with WP. So we've got WP login, WP includes, WP register. That is WordPress. Now, over the years, WordPress has had several vulnerabilities associated with it. So depending on what version it's running on and how it's set up, that could be a really, really good point to go for. But first of all, let's have a look at admin and see if we can get anything from you. Let's have a look. Admin. Okay, that's gone a bit nuts. Ooh, right, back out of that. No, back out. Okay, all right. I think that may have been intentional to stop people playing around. Okay, we'll let this load back up again. In fact, I think we can probably override that. Let's go and have a look at the WordPress stuff. So WP login. Okay, yep, so we do have WordPress. Let's have a look at the page source. Can we get any info out of view? Oh, in fact, right where my mouse cursor is, version 4.3.1, which is an older version. So chances are we're going to have some vulnerabilities there. It'll just be a matter of what we can do. So firstly, one of the interesting things with WordPress, or, well, interesting for us, is when it comes to usernames. Now, normally, if you put in a username and password, and it'll come back and say, no, password or username is incorrect. With WordPress, if you get the right username, certainly this version of WordPress, I should say, if you get the right username, it'll tell you wrong password for that username, confirming that you've got the right user. So let's see if that word list has a username in it. So to check this, I think we're going to use Burp Suite. So let's get that open. Okay, temporary project, use defaults. Yep, that's all fine. And here we go. So let's go to the intruder, not the intruder, the proxy, sorry. Turn the intercept on, and then we'll go over to here, and we've got Foxy Proxy. So what this will do, this will send any web requests from the browser to Burp Suite for us to then have a look at. And then when we're done, Burp Suite will send it back to Foxy and back onto here so we can have a look. So now that we've got that set up, we'll just go for username, so at this point it doesn't really matter, and password of password, that'll do, and log in. There we go, and this automatically opens up and goes, hey, hang on, what have we got here? So what I want to do is I want to send this to the intruder. And what this will do is this will allow us to manipulate the information that we're going to be sending over. And what we want to do is we want to change this bit here. So we'll add that, and we'll add another one of those, which I can't for the life of me remember what they're actually called. Oh, well. And what this does is this sets up saying this part in here, this is the bit that I want to be changing with each repetition. So now we want to go to the payload and say, what is it we're actually going to be using in there? And we can quite happily load this one up. So we go to YouTube and Mr. Robot, and we'll use that word list. There we go. Right, so we've got that, and we are ready to go. So what am I looking for here? Well, here we can see the response length of 4053. All of them exactly the same. Oh, apart from that one there, which is different. So what would be happening is this one, we're coming back saying, nah, wrong username and or password. This one, as we will show in a moment, has come back saying something along the lines of password is incorrect, but the user's right. And Elliot, if you have watched the show, well, you know, is the protagonist of the show. So that makes sense. So let's close that. We can discard you for now. So we can go ahead and confirm that. So what we'll do is we'll turn the intercept off. We will turn Burp Suite, or sorry, Foxy Proxy off. And then let's have a look. So Elliot and password off, password. And look at that, the password you entered for the username Elliot is incorrect. So that's confirmed we have got the right username. Now we just need the password. So, as I said before, WordPress has had some issues over the years, to the point that it's actually got its own scanning and brute forcing tool that's been created called WP Scan, and that's what we're going to use. So, back to the terminal. I think we can probably cancel off the rest of GoBuster there. I'm pretty sure we've got all the information that we need, even though it was only 2.4% of the way through, but that's fine. So, let's get WP Scan on the go. We'll be going to the URL of http 10.10.36.92 /wp login.php. We're going to be using the username of Elliot, and we'll be using the password or password list of FSO City. That really bugs me. That's not spelled right. But okay. And let's get that going. Right, time for a bit of honesty here. I know full well that the correct password is in that word list that we got. The problem is the way the word list has been set up is the username was right towards the top and the password is right towards the bottom, and that is a very, very long list. And leaving it as is, WP Scan would take over half an hour to work its way all the way through the list to finally find the right password. Which, you know, in reality is how it would go. You could be spending hours trying to crack a password. But there is a way that we can make this a little bit faster. And that is by sorting the list alphabetically using sort, and then piping that through to the unique command. And what that'll do is that'll remove any duplicates, and that cuts down the list by an awful lot. And it also means that the password moves a bit higher up through the list. So rather than taking, I'll say, over half an hour, 40 minutes, depending on your setup, it can get done in just a couple of minutes. So let's jump back in and see how we're doing. And looks like we got a good hit for the username Elliot. We have the password ER28-0652, which, if I remember rightly from the show, that is Elliot's staff number from working at Evil Core. So let's give that a go, shall we? So let me just copy that, just so that I don't get it wrong. So Elliot, we'll pop you in. Just thinking about it. There we go, and we are into the WordPress. Now, immediately I can see something that leaps out to me as we need to check into this one. The version 4.3.1, I said they're on roughly around about 6-ish at the moment, so it's definitely well out of date and is running the 2015 theme. And from experience, I know that that is vulnerable. Namely, that we can replace a page's theme script with a PHP reverse shell, and it will run quite happily. So let's grab ourselves a reverse shell. Now, Pentest Monkey are pretty much the go-to when it comes to PHP reverse shells. So let's have a quick go over there. Pentest Monkey. Oh, I managed to spell that one wrong. And Pentest Monkey, there we go. You can see I've been there before. And here we go. So the reverse shell. This is their script created by them. It's a particularly good one. So what we'll do is we'll go over to the raw of that. Select all of that, copy, and then what we'll do is over here we will create a new file, subtle.turtle.php, and I always call my reverse shells turtle because turtles have shells. That's literally the entire reasoning behind it. We'll pop you in there, and there's a couple of bits that we need to edit in this before we run it. And it does say change this here. We need to change this to our IP. So we are 10.11.6.187. And then what port are we going to be using? I always like to use 9001 because it's out of the way and tend not to get used by anything else. So let's save that. Pop you out of the way. And then we'll go back to here. And let's have a look at sorting this out. So if we go to the appearance and then editor, that's the one. Here we go. So we've got all the different pages. Now we could, in theory, change any of these. I think the 404 is probably going to be the best one to go for. So we'll do that. We will grab all of this, delete you out. And then from back here, again, we'll do grab all, copy you, and we'll drop you in there. We'll just confirm we have got the right IP address and the right port. Lovely. So update file. So that's all ready to go, but we need something on our side ready to listen. This is where we need a netcat listener. So do nc lvnp. The L mean put it into listen mode, the V for verbose, the N meaning it's only going to be listening for numbered IP addresses, and P to designate which port. We've already said we're going to go for 9001. So that's sat there ready to listen. So let's sort this out. So what we can do is we can basically just go to any page that I know doesn't exist within here. And what it would normally do is it would bring up the 404, but it's going to go somewhere else. So if we do 1, 2, 3, and apparently it's done nothing until we come back over here and look at that. It has caught a shell. We are, in fact, in. Now, before we get too excited, first thing to do, let's stabilize the shell, because as it is at the moment, we don't have full functionality. So things like we don't have tab autocomplete, we can't use the arrow keys or anything like that. So we go through a little process and we'll get that all set up and ready. First thing, we need to make sure that we're actually what version of Python we're running on. So if we do which Python 3, and yeah, lovely. So it has found Python 3, so we know that that's what we're working on. So Python 3, tac c, import pty, pty dot spawn, and then it is bin bash, and we close off all of that. And then what this will do is this gives us a slightly better looking terminal. As you can see, we've actually got our name, where we are, and all that lot. Still not fully functional yet. So next, what we need to do is export term equals xterm. What this does, this will give us access to a few more commands. So that's grand. And then what we need to do is we need to put this in the background for a moment, and then stty raw or tac echo, and then back to the foreground. So what that has done is that turns off the echo to our main terminal, which means that we can use things like Control C, and we can use the arrow keys and all that lot, and it'll quite happily work within the shell. So now that that's all set up and good to go, let's have a look around and see what we can find. So first of all, who am I? Who are we? Oh, we are a daemon. It's already said that one there. We are at the root directory. So let's have a look. And home is always a good place to start. So let's go to home. And we have robot, which we can read. Okay, so let's go into you and have a look at what we've got. And okay, key 2 of 3, lovely, but we can't read that one. But we do have password.raw md5, and we can read that one. Okay, so that's probably going to be something that we can play with. So let's have a look at that. So cat password. Okay, yep, that does look like an MD5 hash to me. So let's copy that, and we'll pop that over here just so I don't forget. There we go. Now, normally we could use things like John the Ripper or Hashcat to try and crack this hash, but let's try a little bit more simply, and let's see if CrackStation can do it. So we'll copy you, we'll come back over here, and we'll go to, there we go, CrackStation, and we will drop you in there. No, I am not a robot. Crack that hash, and immediately it's found it. Lovely. It is the alphabet. That's grand. So let's just copy you, just so I don't forget, and drop you in there. Now, normally, if we had a username and password, we would use SSH, and we'd fully log in as them, but unfortunately, SSH is closed on this machine, so we are going to have to switch user. So we simply do su robot, and then it's going to ask for the password, and let's actually copy and paste it so I don't accidentally miss any letters. And there we are, lovely, we are now robot, which means we can read that key. Fantastic, there we go. So we'll copy you, drop you in there. That's grand. Right, so now the last stretch. Can we become root? So let's go through our usual checks. First thing, sudo permissions. So if we do sudo tac-l, his password is the alphabet. Sorry, try again. I must have got that one wrong. This is why we copy and paste things. So copy and paste. Sorry, robot may not run sudo on Linux. Okay, fine. So we're going to have to try something else. Next good thing to check would be files that have the suid set, so that if they run, they will run as the specified user. So we want to have a look and see if there's any files that are set that will run as root. Maybe that's something that we can leverage. So if we do find, and then we're going to start a search from the very base of root, and we are looking for files that are set up with the suid set. We are looking for the type is files, and then any errors we want to send off to the void, to dev null. So let's see what we find. So ping, umount, mount, all these ones are standard. Su, password, new group, password, sudo nmap. Nmap is not normally set up like that. There's no need for it. Okay, excellent, excellent. Well, let's have a look at GTFO bins and see if they've got something for nmap. Yep, there we go, nmap, excellent. And if we come down to the suid, now again, from experience, this one is actually a little bit long-winded and a bit unnecessary, to be perfectly honest. What we need is the interactive. So what we can do is we can fire up nmap in an interactive version, so basically it'll run stuff within itself, and because it's being run as root, if we ask it to produce a shell, it will do it as root. At least that's the theory. Let's see if that works in practice. So nmap interactive. There we go. Welcome to interactive mode. Lovely. So we do !sh. Well, it's done something. Here's the important question. Who am I? And we are root. Fantastic. Let's just confirm where we are. So if we just come fully out. Oh, they haven't obviously got that set up, so that's fine. We'll just do it by hand. There we go. And now if we cd into root. And there we go, key 3 of 3. So let's cat that. So cat key 3 of 3 dot text. And there it is, our final key. We'll copy you and pop you in there. And there we are, done. So that was Mr. Robot. It was a really good example of how using out-of-date software and misconfigurations can leave you vulnerable to nefarious attackers. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If there's any other TryHackMe rooms that you'd like me to do a walkthrough for, leave a message in the comments. Until next time, look after yourselves, look after each other, and happy hacking.